going on, y'all? Welcome back to Chris's podcast. Doing a review of War Games. I just got done watching it. So, for all who don't know, the rules to War Games are every 5 minutes a competitor comes out. Once there are three competitors in the ring, then it's every 3 minutes a competitor comes out. So, y'all already know who was in the match. Who all my fans who follow wrestling. For all who don't follow wrestling, one team we had Tony Storm, Raquel Gonzalez, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai versus Ember Moon, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi Blackheart team had the advantage. So they brought some weapons in the ring, like toolbox with board and kendo stands, ladders, trash cans. The only way to win this match is by pinfall and submission. If you escape the cage, you lose the match. Anyway, it was a good back and forth match. This was a great way to start the show. I honestly thought Team Shotzi was going to win the match, but Team Candice ended up winning the match. Some of the things that stood out was when, first of all, they went and let Io Shirai, the champion, get inside the ring. I kept wondering why, like, every 5 seconds she tried to get in the ring. They knocked her out the ring. So eventually, she climbed the cage because, like I said, War Games doesn't officially start until all competitors are in the ring. So eventually, she scared the cage. She put a trash can over top of her body and jumped onto everybody. And to me, that was like the biggest highlight of the match. It was a very good match, back and forth. Like I said, Ember Moon hit the Eclipse on Dakota Kai into 2 chairs. That was another good highlight. And then the final highlight was when Raquel Gonzalez powerbombed the champion Io Shirai through the table and pinned her 1, 2, 3. That was really big. She's really been on the rise these last couple of weeks. So it's interesting to see if she's going to get a chance at Io. I don't personally think she could beat Io, but it's always interesting to see. So then we had Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. That was, for all who don't follow wrestling, those two they are two old school wrestlers. People who don't know about old school, it wasn't all this high flying. It was rough and tough, ground and pound. Like just thugging it out, submissions, all this and that. And this was a very hard hitting, physical match. Ciampa ended up winning the match. He busted the man ear open, and I really ain't got much to say about that match. Then we had Lumis versus Grimes in the strap match. Now, for all who don't know, Lumis, his character is like a stoic character. He's like one who's supposed to be like a creepy, like a character, like a ghost-like type character. Anyway, he's supposed to haunt you. So Grimes came down to the ring, and he was very happy and smiling. And obviously, he came with a game plan. First of all, he bought his own strap. The referee said, no, you can't use this strap. So he tried to use it anyway. So then, eventually, he used that to get the advantage on Lumis. Once he got the advantage, it didn't matter anyway because Lumis got it back eventually. And then it was actually turned out to be a very good match, back and forth. Excuse me. It was really physical. I had a feeling that Lumis was going to win. Excuse me. But I wasn't sure if he was going to win the match or not. And eventually, he was able to get the victory. Like I said, the pay-per-view overall, I have no complaints. Could it have been better? Yeah, but that was a very good match to me, in my opinion. Then we had the North American Championship on the line, which was Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Leon Ruff. This was a good match, back and forth. I didn't expect too much of this match. I had a feeling it was either gonna be Gargano or Priest that won the match, but I didn't think it was gonna end the way it did, which was Gargano had like 6 or 7 of those Ghostface killers come out, and the final one turned out to be Austin Theory, who had quit apparently like 3, 4 weeks ago. So anyway, Gargano has become the first 3-time North American champion. The real question is it going to be able to defend the title? Don't know. Don't care. I doubt it. So then we get to the final match, which was Undisputed Era versus the Bruiserweight, Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Pat McAfee in the final War Games match for the men. And Pat McAfee's team had the advantage. Now, I knew this was going to be a good match. And even though Pat McAfee's team had the advantage, Pat McAfee ain't a wrestler. So eventually, at some point, it was going to be 4-on-3. Now, this was a very good match, back and forth, physical. Like I said, they had the advantage for a while. Pat McAfee brought tables in the ring, brought chairs. When it was time for Adam Cole to get in the ring, he brought a fire extinguisher and he brought a chair himself. And I mean, it was just a very good back and forth match, man. It had a couple of moments. The biggest moment probably was when Pat McAfee did a swanton bomb off the top of the cage and landed on everyone. Pete Dunne did his special move to Adam Cole on 2 steel chairs. I ain't exactly sure what it's called, but overall, like I said, I thought it was a very good pay-per-view. Not as exciting as I thought it would be, but it delivered. Takeovers ain't what they used to be. Hoping that they'll get back to it eventually, but it was weird seeing this pay-per-view without I can't remember his name at the moment. Oh, Velveteen Dream. Was weird seeing the pay-per-view without him, because he normally puts on a big match. But overall, I was impressed. I was happy. Y'all stay tuned. Gonna be doing another podcast on Wednesday for AEW and maybe NXT. Y'all take care. Please subscribe. Thanks.